Okay. Want to be sure that I'm recording for those who are not here. So after we see how to log into the course platform, I'll show you the content courses and the teaching methods course. We want you to leave here ready to begin the teaching methods course so that you can begin that this weekend if you'd like. So brief introductions. You've received an email from me probably once or twice. My name is Susan Olszewski. I'm one of the directors with Njctl, and I'll be primarily facilitating this project, working with OST, working with Ngctl to be sure that you have everything you need to prepare for training teachers. We also have Kristen DeAngelis on the call. She is one of our teaching methods instructors, and she'll be working with your group. So you'll be interacting with Kristen a lot initially. Kristen, I don't know if you want to unmute and just say hello, if you're able.
Hi, everyone. I actually just walked in the door. Caught me at a good time, Susan. It's nice to meet everyone. I look forward to working with you throughout the course. Please know you can always email me right away. I get back quickly. I'm here to help you throughout the whole process.
Great. And we'll share email addresses at the end of this orientation. They're also in the presentation that you should have received via email. From Njctl, we also have Bob Goodman. He's probably familiar to some of you because I see familiar names on the call. So I'll let Bob say hello as well.
Hi, I just wanted to say hi to everyone at the beginning of this very important project. I know you're in good hands with Susan and Kristen, and I'm at a conference right now, but I wanted to take at least the time to say hello. And I recognize names here from Nigeria and from the Gambia, which is great. And I hope we'll be working together very closely over the next few months. So I look forward to seeing all of you some more and talking some more in the future. Thank you.
Great. All right. Oh, it looks like we've got some drawing going on the screen, keeping us on our toes. Wonderful. So I said that it would be difficult for all of us to say hello verbally, just because there are so many folks on the call. So, but I do want to get to know a little bit more about the facilitators that we have on the call. So we're just going to do a quick, that's me. So basically, I'm going to say a statement, and if that statement applies to you, you'll either raise your hands. If you turn your camera on, you can do it with your actual hands. And if your camera is off, you can use that raise hand and lower hand that I showed you a little earlier. So I'll give you a second. If you are able to and would like to, you can turn your camera on. And if not, you'll just use the raise hand and lower hand function. I'm not sure if you can see my screen, but yeah, I don't think you can see my screen. So anyway, let's just get started. If you have children, that's me. So you can raise your hand using the raise hand function, or you can just wave your hands if your video camera's on. Excellent. Wonderful. Great. A lot of us have children. So hopefully this will be an easy process, being able to use the online courses. You won't need to travel anywhere, and you can work on courses whenever you have the time. Great. How about if you are familiar with PSI PMI? You've heard of it before, you've used it before. That's me. Great. I see a few people have raised their hands. Good. Lots of people, 7 people. That's excellent. What about if you are, your favorite subject is mathematics? I'm not going to raise my hand. My favorite subject is not mathematics. Excellent. All right. A lot of people really like mathematics. That's good. Maybe I could get you to tutor my son. He's having trouble. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get started. It's nice to have everybody here today. I'm going to go ahead and clear our annotation. All right, there we go. So I'm not sure if Shola is on the call. Shola, are you here?
I'm with you. I can hear you.
Oh, great. Great. I'm not sure if Shola or Vitalis from AUST would like to say a couple words before we get started? All right, we'll just go ahead and get started. All right. So I want to just give you a brief introduction to Njctl and Psi Pmi. You will learn a lot more during the teaching methods course. But Njctl is an independent nonprofit organization, and we were founded by the Teachers Union in 2007. Our mission is to empower teachers to lead school improvement so that all kids have access to a high quality education. And we focus mainly on the teaching and learning of science, mathematics, and computer science. We're very excited to be adding agricultural science during this project. So PSI and PMI, you've probably heard the terms before since they're in the name of the project, stand for the Progressive Science Initiative and the Progressive Mathematics Initiative. And this was designed to meet the needs of one classroom. That was Bob, who you saw earlier. Oh, it was Bob's classroom. And this, over the last 20 years, this we've been continuously improving and developing more materials for use in classrooms. And so rather than just working in one classroom, PSI PMI spread across the state of New Jersey. It's gone into all 50 states. The Gambia, we'll talk a little bit about the project that we did in the Gambia. And now, well, I guess previously a little dabbling in Nigeria, but we're now expanding into Nigeria as well. So PSI PMI, when we talk about the teaching methods or this pedagogy, we're really talking about an interactive kind of learning where kids don't just sit and listen to their teachers and write notes. They're actually working together and building their understanding of the concepts that they're learning by working together and talking to each other. And so this is done through short direct instruction, and you're going to hear that term repeatedly throughout the teaching methods course. But you can see this is somebody in the Gambia right here, actually, teaching using an interactive whiteboard, projecting the presentation to the students, and the teacher talks really quickly. They go through the slides fast. The goal is not to make sure that every single student understands, but that enough students understand so that they can learn from each other. So the teacher goes quickly through the direct instruction slides. And then just after the direct instruction, there are formative assessment slides. And that's actually what you see here. There's a question to be sure that the students understood what they just learned. And when the when the formative assessment comes up, the students are working together. So you can see these students here have a problem on the board and they're trying to solve it together. And again, maybe the teacher went quickly, so maybe not every student understands it, but here you can see they're working together to solve the problem. So the students who understand it quickly might help the students who don't understand it quickly, but the students are engaged and excited and learning here. They sit around round tables, or at least in some grouping. Sometimes the tables aren't round. Here you can see they're square, but the students are sitting together. And they're sitting in heterogeneous groups. So we don't want all of the kids who are really, are already doing really well sitting together and all the students who are struggling sitting together. We want the kids to be sitting in mixed ability groups so that they can learn from each other. But then once every student, once the students have had a chance to talk, you can see here there's a little, this is called a clicker. So the kids have a polling device, and then every student will answer the question. And so those polling devices allow the teacher to get real-time information about what the students know and don't know. So basically, once the students answer the formative assessment question, the teacher gets anonymous information about what percentage of the students, they're multiple choice questions. So what percentage of the students answered A, what percentage of the students answered B, C, and D. And then the teacher shares this information with the students. And then based on the results, that kind of will inform the teacher about what to do next. And you're going to learn all about that in the teaching methods course. And you'll see videos. It's actually really exciting to see. And the kids get involved and engaged and excited. So you'll see videos and many of you, if you are coming to us from the Gambia, you've seen this before. And then also some of the folks from AUST have also seen this before. So if you haven't though, you're going to be experts by the end of teaching methods. So don't worry. So all of this is kind of facilitated by teaching materials. So Njctl has created these teaching materials that are specifically designed to assist in teaching in this way. They have presentations with the direct instruction and then some formative assessment questions, more direct instruction, and then more formative assessment questions. And in addition to just the presentations, you've got all of the things that you need to teach students. So you've got classwork and homework, you have unit plans, which help the teacher lay out what you're going to do each day. There are assessments, there are labs. And so I just want to show you real briefly our website because you will be using these materials as you begin to. All right. All right. So here is the Njctl website. I'm going to just double check really quickly the chat window to see if there are any questions. No. Okay, great. All right. So here we have the Njctl website. This is where you will go to log in to get access to the materials to use for training. This is where the teachers you train will get those materials to use with their students. And then you'll also use this website to access the online course platform where you'll take your teaching methods and your content courses. So first, I really quickly want to show you the teaching materials. These materials are for use by teachers in classrooms or trainers in classrooms or the facilitators in the classrooms. So if you click on mathematics, you can see that each of these represents a full year of instruction and everything you need to teach students. So from the very lowest grade levels all the way through advanced placement level, which is the introductory college level. We also have science. Again, starting from the very lowest level and going up through advanced placement. And I'll just really quickly show you what happens when you click on one of these courses. You can see it's broken up into units. So this is our honors biology course. Any of you who will be teaching the biology teachers will be using these materials. Each of these boxes here represents a unit. So if you click on the unit, you'll see that each unit has a presentation, has teacher resources, classwork and homework, labs, and assessments. Now you can see that I'm not logged in right now as a teacher. I'm logged in as a student, so I'm not able to access the assessments, but when you log in using your login credentials, you'll be able to see these. All right. We also have computer science. So the ICT will be posted under computer science. And then we also have courses by state and country. Many of the courses that were developed for the Gambia are here. courses that were developed for Lesotho. We have West African Math and Science, and we'll be adding agricultural science here as well as that is developed.
Susan, it might be worth pointing out to those who have been familiar with us that now all those presentations are available as PowerPoints, not just in Smart Notebook. So students can use them even if they don't have Smart Notebook software.
Excellent. Good point. So all of the presentations are there as Smart Notebook, PowerPoint, and a PDF in case they don't have either of those. Great. All right. So I'm going to move on a little bit. We'll come back to the website shortly. I just wanted to give a little introduction. Good. So each of those things that you will need to teach and that you will need to train the teachers in Ogun State will be on the website. Again, we'll have additional sessions where we can show you how to get the materials you need, how to download them. So right now is just an overview. So as I mentioned, we began working in the Gambia many years ago, 2014, I think it was. Is that right, Bob? 2014?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. And the initial program was 3 years long. It turned out really well. The students who previously really did not like science and mathematics began to get really excited about science and mathematics because in those classrooms, they were able to talk to their friends, they were able to work together, and they went from really disliking those subjects to really enjoying those subjects. And that's something that we saw not just in the Gambia, that's something that happens in the United States, happens in Lesotho, it happens all over the world, because if you know kids of that age, they typically really like to talk to each other. So this is a good way to get them excited and interested in science and math and focused on talking about something that's important and learning. I'm not going to go into too much depth in these slides. I really wanted to put them in the presentation for you so that you could go back and look at them later if you were interested in the results. But the results initially on the WASC exams looked really great. Kids that were in PSI and PMI classrooms ended up scoring much higher on the WASC exam than others. And the World Bank did a study that was many years long and found the same results. There's a link here in the presentation that I sent you if you'd like to look at that report. Essentially, though, there was a threefold increase in the share of students who obtained credits in mathematics and English in reference to being ready for college admission. So really good results. And so based on those excellent results in the Gambia, we began a project in Lesotho, which was another 3-year project that involved face-to-face teacher training. We would go there for 35 days every year. And we trained teachers in mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology. And we saw that there were large gains in teacher knowledge and gains in teacher practice were also documented. Here you can see the pre and post tests. Again, you can come back and take a look at this. I sent the presentation to you. So prior to 2017, all of the training that NJCTL did was specifically face-to-face, which required us to fly to other countries. It required teachers to leave their homes and to come to a specific place. That included also in New Jersey, teachers learning new content areas in New Jersey had to leave home and come to a specific location 2 or 3 days a week to learn the content. We decided that it was not the best way to do things. And so in order to make the training more accessible to teachers, we moved everything online. So that is what you will be engaging in, is online training. But we knew that that the pedagogy was really successful and we wanted to try and replicate that in an online setting. So we wanted the initial learning through the online course to be done through a quick, direct instruction. And then we wanted to replicate that situation where students are sitting together at tables and talking about the problems and internalizing the meaning and just getting more familiar with the content. And so we did that through an interactive formative assessment. You'll see that in just a minute when I log into the Moodle platform and show that to you. And then we also wanted the homework and classwork and labs and reflection to be there in the online course. Great. So we call this asynchronous virtual constructivism rather than social constructivism. It's done asynchronously, it's done virtually, but you're still constructing meaning. This still provides that same learner-centered environment, but it's done by use of the online learning platform. So when you are in a content course, you're going to see the same sorts of things that a student would see in the classroom. You'll see direct instruction slides that are accompanied by videos, and then formative assessment questions where you'll interact with the question on the online learning platform. And then there will be virtual labs instead of hands-on labs. There are discussion prompts for you to think about how you will take what you're learning and implement it in the classroom or implement it in your teaching for the face-to-face and training. There's a mastery question, some practice problems, and then each of the modules has a module exam. So rather than go through all of the slides, I want to show you that the slides exist, but I want to also take you in to see it in action. So the next several slides, if you have them open, you can kind of follow along on the slides, but I'm actually going to show you what it looks like in the online learning platform. Really quickly though, before I do, if you are unmuted, would you like to mute yourself? I think I got a couple of them. All right, that'll be easier for everybody to hear. All right, so again, to log into the online learning platform, you always start at njctl.org. And again, what I showed you before was the teaching materials. But what you want to do is when you get to njctl.org, you want to click sign in, and your teaching credential, or I'm sorry, your login credentials will be coming to you by email later today. So you haven't received those yet. But your login username will be your email address. And then you will put in your password. And then you're logged in, and you'll see it will change up here. It no longer says sign in or sign up. So here, when I go to the teaching materials again, now I can see exams because I'm logged in as a teacher, just like you remember the last time I wasn't able to access those. So that's one thing that you'll get when you log in using your credentials. You'll be able to see exams and assessments. And the other thing you'll be able to do is to log into your Moodle account. And Moodle is our online learning platform. Many of you have probably heard of Moodle. It's commonly used. It is not the same exact web address as our website, but you can use our website to get there. So when you're on the web site and you're logged in, you click on My Ngctl. And here you'll see your courses show up. So the first course I want to show you is a content course. Everybody will be taking a content course. I'm going to go through it kind of briefly, and then I'll spend a little more time on the teaching methods course. And let me go back again and show you exactly what to do and talk through it. So here is my.
So Susan, I'm just going to, I have to go back to this conference to make a different presentation, but it's great to see everyone. I'm sure I'm going to see you at the next meeting. Good luck and great work, Susan. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I click on the course that I want to enter. So today I want to enter my chemistry course. So I click here, and now you can see it's linking me out to Moodle. But I want to log in using my Njctl account. We have a single sign-on. So you'll click the blue button. and it will take you to your course. The first time you make that connection, there will be a little box that pops up in the upper left-hand corner and asks you to authorize that you want to connect those accounts. And you'll just click authorize. I'll send you a video and also an instruction sheet to show you what that looks like. All right. So once you're in your course, you can see that just like the courses on the website are organized by unit, the courses here in Moodle are organized by module. These are exactly the same units that are posted on the website. So here in chemistry, I begin with atomic origins to atomic structure, periodic electron configuration. All right.
You are disturbing this meeting.
Susan, if you want to make me as a co-host, I can take care of muting for you.
Sounds good. How do I make you a co-host? Go to participants.
I think if you go to participants and then next to my name, like those three little dots.
Got it. Hold on one second.
Please announce to everybody to mute themselves. Announce to them to mute themselves.
Please do. All right. Thank you. Kristen, you should be able to help out with that as well now.
I see it now. And as well, as Susan's going, if anyone has questions, feel free to drop them in chat that we can then address as well, so you don't forget the thought.
Great. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right. So here, once you go into your course, you can click on a module and you'll see all of the things that are associated with that module. So here you first have topics, and this is just like the presentation that you use with students. You click on the first topic. And here you can see, oh, I can't see the slides. They're not showing up properly, but I'll fix that. Typically, you'll see the slides down here at the bottom. You can watch the video and follow along down here on the slides. And then once you finish, you go to check your understanding. And when you're going to see the formative assessment questions. So I'm going to get this wrong. So right away, you're going to know that you've answered something incorrectly. And it will ask if you'd like to attempt it again. So you can think about it and you can either try it again and answer with a different choice. Oh, I got it wrong again. So now I can either try it again, or I can play a video and see how that question is answered. This is actually, this video is probably very short because there's not much to do here except remember when the Big Bang happened. But oftentimes it requires some sort of calculation or working through a problem. And in those cases, you'll see your course instructor working through the problem and showing you how to do it. Then you can go to the next question. And then you'll just answer. You go through each question, answering the questions. Right away, you know if it's correct or incorrect. You can try it again, or you can watch the video. Okay, once you've finished that, so you go through the topics and you learn about the Big Bang, hydrogen and helium, heavier atoms, you'll have a quiz. And when you go into the quiz, you'll answer, this is a short quiz. There are just 6 questions. So you'll go through, you'll answer each of the questions. I'm just going to go quickly so I can show you what happens. And when you get to the end, you will finish your attempt and submit, and you'll get answers right away. So you know I got them all wrong. So here I can see what I answered, but it will tell me what the correct answer is, and it will also give me some information to help me understand better. So right here, which subatomic particle has a positive charge? I said nucleus. That's wrong. Electrons have a negative charge, protons have a positive charge, and neutrons have no charge. So now I can remember what that is. Again, this is the very beginning of the chemistry course, so these are pretty easy questions, but they do get more difficult and the explanations get longer. When I'm finished, I can finish the review. And if I really hated my score, I did not like it, I can try that quiz again. And this I would definitely try again because I didn't get any right. So again, then I continue through the topics, take the quiz, finish the topics, take the last quiz, and then I have a short answer assignment. So if I click on this short answer assignment, it says, in order to respond, please find the thread and answer reply. So here's the atomic origins prompt. I'll click here. I see what the question is, and then I can reply, and I can type my answer right here. And then I will post it. I'm going to cancel it. I don't really want to post that. All right. I can always use this menu bar up here to help me move through the course. I can always come back to the module I'm working in by clicking on the module. Once I go through the short answer assignment, I have practice problems. This will link me out to the Njctl website. Oh, I need to fix this. This usually doesn't pop up. Typically, I can click on the my document and bring it down, and then I can work on the problems. So these problems will help me prepare for the test. Every module of the course has a module exam. Those are proctored exams. You will be using Proctorio, which is an exam proctoring service. During that time, you will need to have very secure and stable internet. So you want to make sure that you have the most secure internet that you can possibly get. If you are, for some reason, you are kicked out of the exam, your internet goes down, you lose power, something like that, you can go right back in and continue on. But your camera will be on and your microphone will be on. That way we can just ensure the integrity of the exam. So those problems will help you prepare for the exam. And then there's also a lab. So the lab, if you come in, you'll download the document. And then when I open that document, it will give me the instructions to complete the lab. Here, let me show you. So here is my lab document. This gives me the instructions. And it walks me through all the steps in the lab. And then I watch video. So I just go through this and I can type my answers right here. And then when I save it, I want to save it as a PDF. And then I'll upload that PDF. So I'll save as a PDF. And then I'll upload that PDF right here by adding my submission. We have videos that will show you how to do all of this. So don't worry, you don't need to be understanding it and letting it all sink in right now. You can follow along with the videos. We also have Word documents that will show you how. But here I can choose the file that I would like. I'm going to go to my downloads. I'll select the PDF, upload the file, save my changes, and submit my assignment. Are you sure you want to submit your assignment? Continue. This process, you'll use the same process during the teaching methods course to submit some of your assignments as well. And now you can see that it's been submitted for grading. So there are some assignments like the short answer assignments where you will type your answers right on the screen. And then there are some that you will have to submit a PDF like the lab. The practice problems are just for you to practice. This actually has 2 labs. And then the proctored exam always comes at the end of the module. The very first module will have a sample exam so that you can see what it's like to take an exam before you actually go in and take the exam. This will show you all the setup that's required for Proctorio, so that your exam can be properly proctored. And then you will be able to practice. We always have tech support available, and the email address for tech support is techsupport@njctl.org. And that is also at the end of the presentation that I sent you, so you'll always have that address. If you have any trouble in the online courses, then you will just email tech support and we will get back to you very quickly. So once you go through,
Susan,
yes.
If I could just jump in, at the top of the methods course, there is also another video about how to submit your lessons that you could go back through.
Yep. Yes. I'm going to show that too.
Oh, sorry, Susan.
No problem. So once you finish the first module, you'll just go on to the second module and you'll notice that the structure is very much the same. You watch the lessons, take the quizzes. There's a short answer assignment. There's a lab. You can always tell what is required because it will say receive a grade. There's a to-do, receive a grade. This discussion board is just if you have a question, you aren't required to post anything there. The practice problems, again, they're not required, but they're helpful. The lab is required. You'll always see that when there's a Word document, there's also the PDF, just in case you don't have access to Word. You can also just download the PDF, but you'll submit it here. And then the test. And then you move on to the next module. And again, the setup is just the same, or the structure is just the same. You watch the topics, take the quizzes. You have a short answer assignment, and there are practice problems here. This module does not have a test because the test will come after module 4 because they're very similar topics. You'll learn module 3 and module 4 and then take a test over both. So all of the content courses look very similar to this. Topics, quizzes, watch the topics, take the quizzes. Then you'll do the short answer assignment, the labs, if there is a lab. The practice problems are there for you to help prepare for the exam, and then the proctored module exam. And here you can see this is the proctored module exam. If you don't have one, excuse me, at the end of one module, there will be one at the end of the next module, and it will cover the content of both modules. It doesn't matter if you're taking mathematics, if you're taking an ICT course, if you're taking an agriculture course, biology, physics, chemistry, they're all similar in their structure. All right. You will be enrolled in your first content course at the beginning of November. But for now, you will be enrolled today in teaching methods. So I want to spend a little more time focusing on teaching methods. And Kristen is here. She will be your teaching methods instructor. So she will be able to answer any questions. Again, if you have questions, please put them in the chat, and then we'll be monitoring the chat. We can also stay on after. I can stay on after to answer any questions you might have. All right. If you ever want to just stay here on Moodle and see all of your courses, you can hit dashboard. And this will take you to your main dashboard, and you can see all of your courses here. You can see your recently accessed courses. You can see how much of your course you finished. So here you can see every assignment is a box, and I actually will show you where that is in the course as well. And as you finish the box and get a grade, it will turn green. So you can see I've finished teaching methods. I finished physical science, or sorry, physical environment, and I've begun living environment, but I haven't finished that yet. So I want to show you the teaching methods course. This is the actual course that you will be enrolled in. The teaching methods course is structured a little different. It won't be interactive where you watch a video and answer questions. Here, the presentations, you'll just read through on your own and then do the assignments. So here at the top, Kristen mentioned that there's a resources and information. Uh-oh.
I am coming now, David. I am coming. You can't follow me.
Please mute yourself. Thank you. All right. So at the top, you will see an overview of the course. This has a video for you to watch if you're just interested to find out more about the course. This talks about using the course discussion board. So this is a spot for you to ask questions, to speak with each other. This shows you how to submit an assignment that requires a file upload. And this shows you how to submit an assignment where there's a text box that you just type into. So if you get to an assignment and you're not sure how to upload it or how to submit it, you can always watch these videos here at the top. Again, teaching methods is divided into modules. So it begins with an introduction and philosophy. The second module is about grading. The third module is about direct instruction, social constructivism, formative assessment, and it goes on. There are 14 modules. For teaching methods, though, you'll see there are far fewer things in each module. The only things you'll see are your lesson and any assignments that you have. So always the lesson will be presented here in PowerPoint and here in PDF, just in case you don't have the PowerPoint application and you're not able to open it. So you click on PowerPoint or you click on the lesson,
I'll put it up.
download it. I just want to.
I didn't see myself. So start video.
I just want to reiterate that PowerPoint and the PDF are exactly the same. You don't have to read both. You just select the one that works best for you. When you open the PDF, or I'm sorry, when you open the PowerPoint, one note, there are links embedded in the PowerPoint that you will need to click on to see videos and to access your reading materials. Here is one of them. When you click on it, you may notice that it doesn't work. You have to be sure that you're in presentation mode. So you'll go to slideshow and play from your slide. And now this link becomes live and it will link out to the video or the reading. So you always want to be sure that when you're looking at the PowerPoint presentations, that you have it in slideshow mode. Otherwise, your links won't work. So you will go through the slideshow and you'll read, watch videos. Sometimes it will link you out to read articles, but this will talk all about, this one is all about an introduction and the philosophy behind Psi Pmi. Once you've gotten through that, then you have your assignment. And again, you know it's a required thing because it says to do receive a grade. And when you click on that assignment, you can, oh, you know what, mine actually submitted this assignment, so you won't be able to see what it looks like. But you'll type your assignment in your word processing program if it's Google Docs or if it's Microsoft Office. You'll save it as a PDF and then you'll upload it. And again, the process has a video right here at the top, how to upload that file. And then you'll see that this right here will turn, oh, you know what? I actually haven't uploaded this one. I forgot. This is a different teaching methods version. So once I upload my submission, it will turn yellow. So it will show that it has been uploaded and it's ready to be graded. And then once Kristen grades it, your box will turn green, and you can kind of go through each of these in order. And once you get to the end, you'll be finished. Okay. Sometimes there are going to be short answer assignments, which are pretty brief. And then sometimes there are longer critical thinking assignments. These ask you to go into a little bit more depth. But the instructions are always here at the top. And the rubric that you will be graded using will be down here. So you can see what it is that you need to do to get the top marks. Good. Kristen, is there anything that I'm forgetting that you would like to bring up?
I don't think so, Susan. I think you shared it all. The only thing, Susan, if you could go, oh, actually, no, we don't have the discussion board assignment anymore. So we are good.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's the only one that would get tricky. The one thing sometimes the trainers have tried to add a link in the short answer for like their assignment. If you save it somewhere else, it does not work in short assignment. You actually have to answer in that text box. So you might want to type it in a word processor and then cut and paste it back over, and that works. And then for critical thinking, it's just to really make sure you submit it as a PDF. I
Excellent.
think that's it though, Susan.
Good. All right. So I'll just really quickly again show you that the short answer assignments. Here's an idea, because what you're going to be doing the teaching methods course right away. So in the teaching methods course, whoops. In the teaching methods course, again, remember, you're going to read the slides, and it might link you out to videos, or it might link you out to things to read articles. And then your short answer assignments are going to be brief things. It's always thinking about what you just learned and how you'd put it into practice in the classroom. So you're going to be thinking like a teacher, which should be easy since we're all teachers. And then the critical thinking assignments, again, are a little longer. These ask you to think critically about your teaching practice, often justifying why we're teaching the way that we do. And these should be a little longer, and sometimes they will require that they're cited in using APA format. All right, so the OGSTEP program, again, I said that Ogun State, OGSTEP, Njctl, and OST have been working together for over a year to prepare for this project. And during this project, a group of 50 facilitators from OST and from the Gambia are going to participate as students first. So this might be a little strange because you're used to being the teacher, but you'll be participating as a student in our online courses. That way you'll see how the materials are taught, so that when you go to do the face-to-face training with the Ogun State trainers and teachers, you'll have a good understanding of how those, how the PSI PMI teaching methods work, and how you'll present those presentations to the teachers and trainers. So after you take your teaching methods course, and the first half of the content, you'll teach that same content to the trainers from Ogun State using the face-to-face model. During the first face-to-face training with the Ogun State teachers or trainers, I'm not sure if there'll be trainers or in-service teachers. We'll have to get clarification on that, but you'll be participating in a field experience course. These field experience courses will have you showing specific things. So you may show a short video of you doing direct instruction, where you'll have the presentation up and you'll actually be teaching the Ogun State teachers in front of you. And you'll take a short video of that and upload it, and you'll have a coach who will be able to answer any questions you have, make sure that you're using the PSI PMI teaching methods effectively. And so you're going to get to be incredibly proficient and expert teachers and trainers. We will have prior to the actual first training, face-to-face, boots on ground training that will happen in December, we'll meet again using Zoom just like this, and we'll talk about the field experience course. You'll get to meet your field experience instructor, Joseph, and we'll walk you through that process. But between now and December, you'll work on the teaching methods course, which you'll be able to begin this weekend. You probably want to get through that as quickly as possible. Like if you could finish it in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you'll be in good shape, because you also will have the content course, which will come to you on November 1st. We're still finalizing the content and getting that approved by Ogun State, but on November 1st, that course will open to you, and you need to finish teaching methods and your first content course before that face-to-face training. So here we have the timeline. In October, today we have our orientation. Today, you'll also be able to start your teaching methods course. Later today, you'll receive an email with your login credentials so that you can get logged in. Again, if you have any questions or you run into any trouble, you'll email tech support, and I'll show you that email again to you. And then beginning November 1st and going through early December, you'll complete the teaching methods course and the first half of the content. And then December, you'll do the first face-to-face training in Ogun State and participate in that field experience course. Then January and February, you'll take the second content course to prepare for the April 2023 face-to-face training in Ogun State. Here are those email addresses. Here are your key contacts. Bob, who you met earlier. Here is my email address. Kristen, who will be your teaching methods instructor, who's here with us today. This is her email address. She's going to help you out as much as she can. So don't hesitate to reach out to Kristen or I if you need any help as you get started. On November 1st, you'll get an email introducing you to your content instructor. Anyone doing chemistry or physics will be taught by Dan. Biology and agricultural science will be taught by Melissa. Mathematics and field experience will be Audra, and ICT will be Maria. Again, here are all of our email addresses. And then at the beginning of December, in preparation for the first face-to-face training, we'll gather again on Zoom and help get you ready for your field experience, which will be done while you're doing the instructor training on the ground in Ogun State. So you'll meet again Audra, for those of you who had not met Audra before, and also Joseph, who's our field experience instructor. And some of you may already know Joseph because he's been very involved in the projects that we've done in the Gambia and Nigeria in the past. And again, anytime you need any technical support, tech support at njctl.org. It's best to email tech support if you have trouble logging in, if you have trouble uploading an assignment, if you have trouble accessing a proctored exam, anything having to do with tech related issues, you should email tech support. If you have questions about content of the course, you would email your instructor. But tech support has 4 or 5 people who monitor that, so we can usually get back to you right away, including on evenings and weekends. Great. So we have come to the end of our time, or we've come to the end of our presentation. I'm going to stop sharing. And again, if you have questions, please put those questions in the chat. And then we'll just stay on here for a few moments to answer those questions. But if you have a question, other people probably have the same question. So please don't be shy and put your question in the chat window so that we can answer them here before we leave.
Thank you very much, Susan,
Thank
for this very strong presentation. And to all the participants, I want to say thank you because you all logged on time and we had a very, very good time together. This is a classical example of a flipped classroom. The objective of today is to have the presentation from Ngctl, and we are focused on that. Now, we will now invite the Ogun State coordinator of this project to tell us one or two things about the project, and then we in AUST will tell you what we have to offer in terms of backup. So permit me, Susan, to invite Mr. Fatai.
Wonderful.
To give us project overview. He is the project coordinator from Ogun State, and we here in the AUST will provide the logistic support and all manner of support that will help us make sure that we are successful. So, Mr. Fatai, you have the floor.
Thank you, Doctor. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Susan.
Good
Can you
afternoon.
all hear me?
Yes,
All right.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Steve. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm pleased to be here with you. Let me just quickly state that I'm not the project coordinator, actually. I'm the acting project manager for the skills development, under which the STEM project is being anchored. So I would like to pull up my video and then go straight to share the slides.
Yes, please do.
Can I be activated to share my screen?
Oh, is it not allowing you to?
Yeah, I can share now.
Oh, I see.
Mr. Fatai, remember today is Friday. And
I know.
Friday is the day for burial ceremonies in Abeokuta.
No problem, sir. I'll be fast.
Please try again.
If-
I believe you should have the sharing access now.
Okay. Yeah, I have it.
Wonderful.
All right. Good afternoon once again. I'd like to appreciate all our professors and all the facilitators that are here. We thank you for your time and support on this project. Let me go straight to just trying to explain the overview of what led to the engagement of AUST and Ngctl and why you all are co-opted to support us on this project. Just a quick overview of OCSTEP. OCSTEP is Ogun State Economic Transformation Project. It is a project that is being sponsored by the World Bank. The Ogun State government sometimes, I think 2018, in their need to do some turnaround in the economy of the state, requested financial support from the World Bank, and following the approval, a lot of activities were approved, and certain sectors of the economy of the state were approved to be allowed that the money being loaned be spent on. There are 4 key areas where this loan is going to, the money from this loan will be used as intervention. They are basically to improve the business enabling environment. The second one is to develop the agri value chain and also to upgrade the skills development system in the state. And the last is the public sector reform. We all agree that there's no way we can do all of this, the first 3, if we still have the civil servant or civil service attitude. Some of this intervention we are having might not see the light of the day. So it's also important that while we are doing all this one, the civil service itself is co-opted to have a change in mindset and have an understanding of how to operate in the 21st century business environment. Who are the key beneficiaries of this project? They include the youth, the women, the farmers, all the people under the various categories of education system in the state. Include entrepreneur, anybody that has small business in the state. It's also going to benefit foreign investment, and other domestic investors in the state. And of course, the Ogun State government we agree that once the economy power of citizens start to improve, it definitely translates to improvement in the economic development of the government as a result of taxes and other levies that the government are going to get from people. So on this project, the project is expected to be measured on certain criteria, and that includes the number of new investments that the agency is able to bring on board. It also goes to say that under the agri value chain, how many of the cars, how many support is the government being able to give to local farmers being able to sell their produce without much wastage. Then also to the skill system, how many people are benefiting from the skill program in terms of youth and also aggregated to gender. The specific objective of this project for gender is that any beneficiary category of beneficiary, we must have minimum of 40% of female that are benefiting from this project. So let me go straight down to the skill sector. There are three basic objectives of the skill sector. The first objective for the skill sector is to improve the quality and demand orientation of the current system of skill development. The second one is to increase access to literacy program and market relevant skills within the state. And of course, the third one is to enhance the quality of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics teaching in our schools, which is the particular area where we are. So these are the schematic of what we intend to do. We intend to establish our technical college as model technical colleges, also improve the apprenticeship system in the state. We also expected to improve the STEM teaching education by also bringing in new methodology, which is the one that we are discussing now, and also have several reforms in the state in terms of skills development.
1 to 20 first. 1 to 20. Oh, do everything. So if you cannot finish,
can we mute our mic, please?
Please mute your mic if you are not speaking. Thank you.
There are three key subcomponents under the skill sector. The first one is STEM teaching development. We also have the TVET and the non-formal and informal education. The idea is to cover all the categories and the level of education that we have. The SS1 to SS3 is the one that are covered under the STEM teaching development. The technical college, of course, there are 8 technical colleges in Ogun State, so all the technical colleges are going to have intervention so that we can bring to par those technical colleges to a modern environment where serious learning about technology and the technical skills can be acquired. And of course, not forgetting the non-formal and informal. Everyone should enjoy from this so that we can have an holistic improvement in the availability of skilled manpower in the state. So what are the things that we are looking at? We're actually looking at introducing a new teaching methodology into the schools. That's by the implementation of this particular STEM PSI, PMI, PSI teaching model. And of course, this is expected to cover minimum of 80% of the teachers in the minimum of 80% of science teachers across all the local government and all the public senior secondary school in the state. Let me just focus on that because that is the one that actually relates to our particular environment here. I know that so much has been said about the origin of PMI, PSI, and the Ngctl, but the focus is for us to understand why this has come to play and what is expected of us as a member of this facilitator group. I'm sure that Ngctl, AUST, pardon me, will definitely give you other information about what they are going to cover in terms of the training. And at the end of the day, the focus is that we expect that once we start the boot on ground training, you support us to transmit the knowledge that you are going to acquire through the Ngctl team. You can help us to use that knowledge and also impact on our teachers. We are going to have 750 teachers that will be trained possibly by December. So we want you to put in your best, support us in achieving this dream so that those teachers can go back to the classroom and be the first set of teachers that will start implementation, so we can have that introduction of the methodology in our secondary school. And of course, this will, at the end of the day, still cascade into higher institution of learnings where teachers are being trained. So, but let us start from the let's start the implementation from the operations. Then, once we're able to cover ground, we now move back to institution of learning so that we can also change the methodology. So that from the institution of learning, we already have teachers that are ready for the environment that they are coming to. So it's basically for us to support this and let us achieve. Syllabus have been upgraded by the state government, and that is what the Ngctl team are using currently. We also expect our team to support us, and if there are any observation as professors and academicians, you let us have that information so we can look at all the comments and be able to see how best we can fine-tune the strategy of the implementation of this particular program. I want to sincerely appreciate everyone for your time this evening. Thank you. Over to you, Susan.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to have the context. And we're very excited to, it sounds like since 2018 you've been working, and we have been working with you since 2020, so 2021. So it's very exciting.
2021, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're also happy that this is taking off at this moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Njctl, would you like to wrap us up?
So thank you very much, everybody. I need to once again commend everyone for ensuring that we had full participation. From what I can see, more than 95%, if not everybody expected, is on this call, which is quite commendable. If you have a classroom and there are no students, then it's not good. This is a very strong show of commitment, and we are very happy with that. Rest assured that AUST will work with you. We'll work the phones to ensure that we answer as many of your questions as we can. Those we cannot, we will direct you to where you get the answers. We have already formed communities of practice relating to every subject group. So if you have any particular challenge, you can do pairwise learning within the group. And when the problem becomes challenging enough, we may invite Njctl to assist. But within each group, there are groups like the Science Teachers Association of Nigeria, which is a powerful convening group, and they will be of assistance to ensure that most of the challenges we will face with government in terms of continuity and in terms of putting all the necessary infrastructure in the places where this will be practiced will be assured. And I also want to enjoin as many of us as possible to join the Science Teachers Association of Nigeria, Ogun State branch, to become a pressure group to ensure that these efforts will not just be a flash in the pan, especially coming at the end of a particular administration and transiting into another one, because continuity is very important. This will now assure that the efforts we make will give us opportunity to demonstrate that when all the content are available, and when we use a pedagogy that allows us to focus on teaching rather than documentation, the children will learn more, the teachers are better positioned to deliver training to the students, and the outcome is assured. And the beauty of what you have seen in this presentation so far is that Njctl demonstrated technology. It demonstrated an environment where you could see instances where square tables were joined together. You could see the logistic difficulty of the students twisting around to try and be part of the class. But when you use a round table, it makes a lot of difference. And these are areas where we now expect the pressure groups and different associations to practice and practice. But most importantly, I just want to thank all of you for making it possible for us to meet. We will continue to support in the background and provide all the necessary support that is required for us to go online. And when you have difficulties, we are here for you. And we will be coming to Ogun State to do a kind of sensitization program where we will demonstrate a classroom, just as it's been described. The challenges you face in logging on and using different software, we will experience together with our own infrastructure. When power goes off, what responses we will have, we'll experience together, because our own peculiarities would also come in. We will also try to do a physical alignment program, which also help to strengthen the physical experience. But notwithstanding, most of the interaction is going to go on online in terms of the alignment program, so that we can be assured that this training in no way dilutes what WAEC expects or what Ogun State expects of us. So it's going to be very, very strongly participatory, and it's going to be student focused. In this particular case, it's going to be focused on the teachers, and that's why a groundswell of all the people that are involved are from Ogun State. We have brought in people from the Gambia who have experienced Ngctl for the first time, and they are the bearers of the torch in terms of the results that using this educational model has brought. So with all of us working together, with those who have had sufficient number of field experience, those of us who are having burgeoning field experience, and those of you who are new, we will form a learning community that will help us disseminate what I consider a superior learning experience for our children, in such a way that the outcomes that we get are as desired and as designed in the curriculum that we have written all over the years. So once again, I thank all of you, for those who have joined us from the Gambia, those from Abeokuta, and those of us from Abuja, and all the different parts of Nigeria that I can see. I thank you once again. So I yield back to Susan for our closing words. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to just highlight what was said about the commitment of this group. It is amazing that on such short notice, all or nearly all were able to join us today. I thank you so very much. The commitment of a small group of really inspired people who want to work together is going to make all the difference. The next 2 months or 3 months will be an exceptional amount of work, but we are all committed and we are all going to support each other. Again, if you have any questions at all, even if you think they're small questions or silly questions or insignificant questions, there are absolutely none, and you will get a response from anyone that you contact at Njctl. We really are looking forward to supporting you in every way that we can, and we look forward to seeing all the wonderful things that happen. The recording will be sent out later today as a YouTube link, so that anyone who would like to watch it again or was not able to see it will have that. Again, I'll send out the presentation from today again. A subject specialization meeting that came up in the chat. That's an excellent idea. If the AUST team wants to coordinate that or would like us to coordinate that, we can have conversation about that. It would be nice, probably maybe just at the beginning of November when the content course is open. That would be a good time to meet again. in the meantime, you'll get your login credentials today, and you can begin in your teaching methods course later today or this weekend. I believe that that is all of the questions, but again, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me. And I look forward very much to working with all of you. So with that, we will close, and I hope that you all have a lovely weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you all and see so many
Thank
familiar
you.
faces.
Thank
It's been
you.
wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, see you some other time.
Yes, absolutely.